Do you also struggle to learn any new concept? You also feel lost looking at sea of text and diagrams, and you seem to be lost learning that new concept, or you have attended any training session or a classroom session, but after a day or a week you actually forget whatever you have learned in that session. Yes, so today we will talk about the role of instructional designing in any educational content or a training program, and the role of instructional designer in this video. Hello and welcome to Skillmon YouTube channel. My name is Chandra Ramchandani, and in this video we will know what is instructional designing, the role of instructional designer, what courses and certification you can opt for if you want to become an instructional designer, what type of companies hire instructional designer, how much can you actually make as a freelancer or a full-time job. Stay tuned till the end. We will also share a lot of tips and tricks, a lot of models and theories, and please don't forget to subscribe our channel. So instructional design is the process of creating effective and efficient learning materials and educational experiences based on the needs of the learner, based on the learning objectives that we want to achieve through that program, through that training program, or through that educational program. So instructional designer use a lot of methodologies and learning theories, they use educational psychology, they use technology, and they built up that program in such a way that it becomes engaging, it becomes interactive, and it also ensures that you learn and grasp the knowledge that they want to impart through that material. So this is where the role of instructional designing comes into play, that they design a program, they design the content in a way that the learner actually grasps the knowledge and he will memorize what was trying to achieve through that content. So the role of the instructional designer starts with analyzing the learner's needs. So they try and understand what is the need of the learner from this content that they will prepare. Once they do that, they create set of learning objectives that they should be achieving after going through that course. Once they do that, then they prepare the content, they prepare the assessments, and then align that content and assessment with the learning objectives, and then they ensure that the learner understands the entire concept, and they are also able to apply it through various activities that they put into the program in a way that they actually test and apply the knowledge what they have read through in previous slides of the content. So this is nothing but the role of the instructional designer, and very importantly that they also then take the feedback once the program is enrolled, once the program is live, they will keep taking feedback and they actually revise the program again based on the feedback. That is another very important role of instructional designer. So ID plays a crucial part in the entire e-learning domain, whether it is digital or even it's a physical instructional materials that they are developing, they play a crucial role. It starts from conceptualization to design to implementing, and then even revising. So it's the entire cycle, they play a very important role. So it starts from designing creative, it starts from designing the entire instructional design document, and then it goes to content authoring, creating a storyboard, creating a guideline for graphic designer to create those creative assets. They also design and instruct e-learning developers, and then those e-learning developers create the program in, let's say, Adobe Articulate or Storyline, and then the whole e-learning then comes into play, where as a final product you will go through the course, you will also see videos sometime, you will go through the content, it will also give you some assessment in between, it will also give you some kind of activities in between that module, and that is nothing but the entire final product of the e-learning, wherein you will see it as a very seamlessly put together everything, all the parts put together, and to make sure they ensure that you learn and then you memorize everything what you have gone through in that content. So this is the actual role of the instructional designer. So what are some of the skills if you want to become a successful instructional designer? Of course, there are a lot of skills. We will talk about the important ones. Number one, he should have a knowledge of learning theories and models such as Bloom taxonomy, SAM model, eddy model. Similarly, he should be a problem solver and should be able to do a critical thinking so that he will be able to design engaging content. Then he should also have project management skills to be able to manage the project, because it involves a lot of stakeholders and it takes generally few weeks to develop a material, a program. And then the instructional designer should also have time management skill. He should also have collaborative skills to be able to collaborate with other members. Instructional designer should also have some technical skills of authoring tools like Adobe Storyline and Captivate. Then instructional designer should also have an ability to analyze learners' need. So these are some of the core skills that instructional designers should have. So what all industries need instructional designing? I think almost all the industries would require instructional designing. For example, in education, instructional designing is used to create curriculum, it is used to create lesson plans to help learners understand the concept. In corporate, it is used to design training programs for their employees to perform their roles in those companies. In healthcare, it is also used to create programs, training programs to help healthcare professionals to know their best practices, to know the best latest trends and technologies. In military, it is also used to help soldiers acquiring new skills and knowledge. In government sector also, it is used to help them knowing their job roles, knowing their requirements through the training program that they impart in the government sector. So actually across the industries, instructional design plays a very important role, guys. So let us understand the models or processes in instructional designing. So there are many models now. For example, Merrill's, you have Garnier, you have Dick and Carey, you have Bloom's, but all of these are majorly based on eddy model. So let us see what is eddy all about. So A is for analyze, where instructional designer analyze the requirements, they gather information from the learners and then they put together a list of requirements, they analyze, they go through it. That's the number one step. The step two is your design. Then they start designing the document using all the information gathered in the previous step. The third step is develop. So in this stage they start developing the design document, they start developing the content, they start developing the assessment. The next model is the implement. In implementation, they will, by now they will have the entire document, they would have rough content as well with them, the drafts of content and assessment. In this stage, they will try to put together a lot of activities around it, and this is nothing but the implementation. The next step would be evaluate, and then they go through, so they will take a test of the content that they develop, and then they evaluate the effectiveness of the program. They will evaluate the outcome from the learner's perspective after going through that content. Then they revise if required, otherwise they finalize it and they actually transmit the entire stuff to the e-learning or to the developer who will be using technology to develop this further. So what are the courses, certification, how can you learn instructional designing? So there are many ways you can learn instructional designing. Number one is certificate programs by many universities nowadays. They offer program to learn instructional designing, theories, models. Then second would be workshop. There are a lot of workshops happening nowadays. You can attend those workshops, learn these techniques. The other way to do is online education. A lot of sites, a lot of online platforms have programs specifically for e-learning, specifically for instructional designing, or even if you want to learn more about particular model or theory, you will find a lot of online programs. We will also share some of those links in our description box. And then obviously you have lot of communities you can join and learn lot of techniques of instructional designing. So what are the job opportunities if you want to pursue instructional designing as a career? You can obviously look for jobs that says instructional designer. A lot of corporate companies, there are a lot of e-learning companies who hire instructional designer, and then you can also look for jobs like learning experience manager. You can look at jobs like curriculum managers. You can also look at learning and development departments of a lot of corporate companies. So there are a lot of jobs and opportunities available for instructional designer, and you can actually go through a lot of such job portals, LinkedIn portals, to look at the options available. So next question is very important. How much do you make as instructional designer? So if we talk about US, the average salary starts from $60,000 a year. In India, it would be somewhere around 6 to 10 lakhs per annum, depending on the experience and location. And as a freelancer, you can also make good amount of money, and it is generally paid either by one storyboard or per lesson, per hour, and there also you can make good amount of money if you opt instructional designing as a career, guys. So we covered a lot of basics about instructional designing, job, roles, skills, courses, who hires instructional designer. So it's a very good option if you are in education industry, you are in psychology, you are in publishing, you are in content, you are in editing. So you are in learning field. You can definitely look for this and explore career options of instructional designing. And thank you so much for staying till the end, and please do subscribe our channels to keep us motivated bringing such content. Thank you and all the best.